Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Alyssa, and this is Cleat Beat. Welcome back to Cleat Beat, the women's soccer show where we cover the spectrum of women's soccer across the world. And today, we're going to hit on the NWSL and their policy regarding emergencies on the pitch. Let's get into it. On Friday, May 9th, Angel City was playing against the Utah Royals in Los Angeles at BMO Stadium. In the 74th minute, unfortunately, Savy King collapsed on the pitch. The first thing that we want to share is we're glad that Savy King is okay. We're scared that things like this can happen, but really grateful for everyone who stepped up to action and that Savy is stable and totally able to be with us. I mean, if we're being honest, collapsing on the pitch is really scary. We never know if it's life or death. And so from us at Cleat Beat, we just want to say, we're glad you're okay, Savy, as far as we've heard. But we also want to talk about kind of what happened and the NWSL's reaction. Let's go. So like I said, in the 74th minute, Savy King collapses on the pitch. King received chest compressions, treatment from an AED machine, and was then stretchered off the field and taken to a hospital. This took 10 minutes. And that is a long time for spectators, for staff, for fellow players, and for people watching to sort of experience. 10 minutes is a long time to watch someone receive emergency care. Think, okay, the game stopped. Wrong. It did not. The game continued to play and even did 90 plus minutes where Alyssa Thompson did score a goal and Angel City won the match. But players were visibly shaken up. I'm sure staff was also visibly shaken up. And at the end of the game, a Utah Royals player gathered everyone together and they formed a sort of like prayer, good vibe circle, depending on, what other people believe in, and created a sort of unifying moment of players and staff in honor of Savy King and not knowing that she was going to be stable. It really wasn't until we heard news, I think, at 10 p.m. that night on Friday, and then more information on Saturday about Savy King. So the NWSL puts out a statement, and it goes like this. Savy King left the field in stable condition and currently remains stable and will be undergoing further evaluation. The league protocols were followed from both a medical and a game operations perspective. We are grateful to the Angel City medical staff as well as to the local paramedics who handled this difficult situation seamlessly. As always, the NWSL will review and determine if changes to the protocol need to be made. We share everyone's concern about Savy, and our thoughts are with her, her family, the Utah Royal players and staff, and the Angel City players, staff, and community. Please respect her privacy. I had to laugh reading that because you're kidding me, right? Like, we'll get into the policy in a second, but like, the NWSL will review and determine if changes to the protocol need to be made. I'm sorry. You decided that after a player collapsed on the pitch and was unconscious, that the game should go on, and we're wondering if that needs to be reviewed. That's a joke, right? But no, this is a literal PR statement that came out from the league. And I'm not the only one who's looking at this sideways, okay? Let's get into what the head coach of the Utah Royals had to say. Jimmy, the head coach of the Utah Royals, suggested that the match should not have continued after Savy King went down. He says this, "In those moments, I'm not sure if we should have continued the game. You're emotionally, not only them, but also our players, just scared. That's not the right situation to be in, but in the end, we played on. That's the decision other people have taken, which is fine. It was a really tough moment." It's the same after the game. Like, what do you want to focus on after the game? Yes, you have the results of the game, but you want to make sure people feel safe, healthy, and good. And I think that was the focus after the game for us. So we all kind of are agreeing that playing on was a bad move. Why did it go on? Right? So this is the question that's running through, I think, everyone's mind: spectators, players, staff, other players who weren't even on the pitch. I mean, I know Trinity Rodman posted on Instagram that the game should not have continued to play on. So let's jump into the competition rules. The 2025 competition rules state that the NWSL recognizes that emergencies may arise which make the start or progression of a game inadvisable or dangerous for participants and spectators. Certain event categories automatically trigger the league office into an evaluation of whether a delay or postponement is necessary, including serious incident, injury or fatality to a player, coach, official, team representative, or spectator, or other medical concern. Okay, I'm sorry, but the facts aren't adding up for me. The league says they followed the protocol, which also includes that no game should be postponed without permission from the league office. Looking at you, Jessica Berman, unless it's required by law enforcement. So, was a player collapsing on the pitch and needing chest compressions and AED machines not emergent enough? Was this injury not a serious incident, a serious injury, a medical concern? So, like, if this doesn't qualify, what does? And I would love a straight answer from the league on this one. I know I'm not going to get it, but does someone literally have to die on the pitch for the NWSL to stop a game? I'm sure they would say, oh, no, of course not. But what I'm seeing is red line go up, viewership go up. We don't really care. Like, what are the boundaries here? I the protocol says one thing, and then the NWSL said they followed the protocol, but those two things seem diametrically opposed foes. I think a lot of people are also upset with the commissioner because ultimately everyone believes that the call should have been to end the game when Savy King went down. As soon as she was receiving medical treatment, the league office should have been like, whoa, this is serious. And even if she was stable when she was carried off the pitch, we should have stopped the game. What about the mental health of these players? Angel City literally has a player out on mental health leave. We have players across the league who have either left or on mental health leaves. What do we think watching a player collapse and then being forced to play does to their psychology? I'm also curious why subjecting everyone to 10 minutes of worrying about a player's safety is acceptable. Like, why was asking them to play on acceptable? Why didn't we consider how this is impacting everyone in the moment? They were talking about one of the players who was a trained paramedic and how she was able to keep everybody calm. And it's like, that's not her job. It is not her job. Whose job is it? I don't know, maybe a sports psychologist? I don't know. But ultimately, we shouldn't have to be worrying about this. It should have been, okay, she needs medical help. This is more serious than we, either originally thought, or she collapsed and she's non-responsive or whatever. That's it. Call game. The end. That is a serious emergency. That is a serious injury. That is a serious issue. I don't know. I'm in the camp in the game should have ended. Absolutely unacceptable that it continued on. I mean, congrats Angel City and Kristen Press on the goal, but ultimately, why was not the concern for people first? And I think this is a continuous criticism of the league that they are putting dollar bills before people's lives. What's scary for me is that if this is not enough, what is? Do we need to see someone die on the pitch? Do we need people to die in the stands? I don't even think they would stop if that happened, honestly. They won't stop the game when people are being homophobic and transphobic in the stands. So I'm sure if someone dropped dead, they wouldn't care. Why? Why? Why does the league not care about player safety? Why does the league continue to push players and staff beyond what is acceptable? Why did the game go on? And as of now, there's nothing from Jessica Berman. If you are hearing about this for the first time, I'd love to know your initial reactions. If you, like many NWSL fans, were outraged over the weekend about this, I'd love to hear your thoughts and sort of protocol adjustments, or, you know, if you want to start a letter writing campaign to the commissioner of the NWSL, let's do it. Let's tell her what we think, because it doesn't seem like the league and the league office value the lives of the players and staff that make this league so great. That's it for this week's Cleat Beat. Join me, hopefully, for no more stories about people getting injured like this in ways where it feels like their lives are at stake. Hopefully, I don't know, something lighter, something happier. See you guys next time. I'm out.